Next, please. Yes, some of the questions, because I can see some of the chat people, they are asking some questions. For them, the questions are here. They can follow it up. Do not use pond water. Never use quicklime. Do not use food grade salt. Ensure 24/7 aeration facilities. Temperature of culture unit should be always be higher side. pH level of water always should be alkaline media. Okay, before stocking seed, we should do hospital tank management, means proper sanitation. And for biofloc, we have also come up with a particular sanitizer with name as Saniplus. Remove the disease infected fish once we found the tank. Floc formation is always better in alkaline medium. Rainwater should be completely avoided because rainwater is highly acidic. When it goes into our system, our floc density goes down and our floc start dying. In that whole process, we can face lots of issues of ammonia. Then culture unit should not be in direct contact of sunlight. Apply molasses if floc formation is less. If there is a higher floc formation in the tank, we should go alternative feeding process. Alternative feeding process means we should give feed today, tomorrow will be off it, again day after tomorrow. Like that, we can manage the floc density also in our system. Compared to submerged tanks, tarpaulin-based tanks are always preferred and economically viable. Next, please. Some of the farm management plans, if we talk about next, check water parameters daily and regular. Next, please. Check aeration flow and pumps daily and regular basis. Check feed intake ratio, means FCR, regular basis. Check fish health, regular basis. Check working performance of the worker. Most important, most of the commercial projects in India today failed due to they put 50 tanks, they put 5 levers, but the levers are not working good, for which they are not giving regular basis feed to the tanks and all, and at the end of the project they are find only less production. Okay, check fish biomass weekly basis, calculate FCR based on the fish biomass, and the settling solid of the floc, we should check it regular on the weekly basis. Next, please. Next, please. Some of the products which Aquadoctor solution come up, we are even coming up with a first aid box for fish farming by June 10th July is Fish Farmers Day. So we are hoping we'll be launching that first aid box for fish farmers. Okay. In that process, we are coming up with Aqua Safeguard 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, the products, and these are some of the products for biofloc fish farming people are using. And this BioLine is the exclusive mineral-based calcium which can control our pH fluctuation rate and can give better color to our fishes and the shellfishes. Next, please. Some of the water preparation and the floc development process at the farmer's field. Next, please. Next, please. This is hospital tank management. That's what I explained already. We should use some potassium permanganate or salt solution, or maybe you can use some of the sanitizer. Once we do the deep treatment, we can then release the fish in the main tank. Next, please. This is something complex situations, but I'm trying to make it with simpler examples to understand carbon-nitrogen ratio. Most of the projects today facing big problems in ammonia control management only for one problem, because we are doing higher protein percentage of feeding management in our tank, for which our fishes they take higher protein and higher ammonia they excrete, and for higher ammonia excretions there is a problem. There's a problem of ammonia management in our tank, for which we are not able to manage the ammonia control things in our tank. If you see, just an example I like to share here, 40% protein, we have to manage carbon-nitrogen ratio always better if we maintain more than 10. So carbon, 10 carbon sources to kill 1 nitrogen. So that means CN ratio, 10:1, okay? and based on that, our protein percentage of feed and total ammonia nitrogen goes into the calculation. I just like to small example. Protein percentage of 40% can give 8:1, which is not advisable. 35% 9.2, 30% protein 10.8 acceptable, 25% acceptable, 20 acceptable, 15 acceptable. So feed management is basically an art. You know what body percentage you should feed, what kind of feed we should do, and for how many days we should go with high protein and the low protein. If you can manage that protein management system, we are able to manage our ammonia in our tank, and also we are able to produce good quality fish with low cost investment management. Next, please. And I just like to add some of the major important points here. As we know, our feed made of carbohydrates and protein, and our fish can digest it only 30% of the things out of the available source of protein in the feed. And if we go through a deeper calculation, and available nitrogen is 16%. So if we go and make a carbon nitrogen ratio, if we see the feed to nitrogen content is almost coming 10:1. This is the basic calculation. Maybe if I explain it, it will take a bit more time, but I just like to make the digest form of the calculations by which we can understand. Next, please. This is something is very important how we can do the calculation. 10:1, we can see 10:1 how much available our carbon is there, how much we have to add in our tank. And if our CN ratio 12:1, how much we should add. If CN ratio 15:1, how much we should add the carbon to maximize our beneficial bacterial growth. Available source of carbon is sugar, is almost 42% carbon we have. And molasses, what we're getting is almost 22% available source of carbon is available. And I like to tell all the viewers also that Aquadoctor solution, we are also coming up with a dry molasses within 1 or 2 months as a new product series in our line. So which will have more than 38% of source of carbon in available form. So we can directly use it in our tank. Okay, next please. This is a calculation based on 10. Total nitrogen in the biofloc tank is 2 ppm. So it means 10,000 liter of tank is 10,000 into 2 means 20,000 milligram tank is available. So if I make it into gram, it's coming 20 gram TAN. So into carbon and nitrogen ratio, to adjust it with 10:1, so we have to into it 10 into 20, 200 gram carbon we have to add based on the protein to 10. Then 12:1, 12 into 20, so 240 gram carbon should be added on particular ammonia calculations. And CN ratio 15:1, it means 15 into 20, so 300 gram of carbon we should add to maximize our floc density and to control our ammonia. Most of the time there is a problem to understand the feed conversion ratio and available source of protein level in the feed, because most of the commercial feed what we are getting, though they mention some parameters in the bag, but most of the time the digestible rate of fish or shellfish is something different. So we have to calculate based on the available source of protein our fish or shellfish digesting. Next please. Next is based on calculation on next. These are the some of the process how to use. This is molasses preparation. This is your probiotic addition. Then this is aeration system we are giving 48 hours. Then this is checking the floc density slowly how it's coming out. Next please. This is biofloc fish growth. Regular basis we should check. We can see how our fish are growing. There are some diseases or not, and how the fish are responding. This is PABDA. This is Vietnam koi. Next please. Next. How to calculate fish biomass. This is much more important. I am just touching a small example how to calculate. We have to calculate the tank volume. It's 10,000 liter, 20,000 liter, 50,000 liter. Then the biomass factor. Biomass factor here basically the month you are doing the culture, DOC, day of culture. Okay. So if you are just multiplying with that, tank volume is 10,000 liter and biomass factor is say 10 months. then we are able to produce 1000 kg biomass in 10 months of culture period of cycle, right? So how to calculate from to achieve this 100 kg biomass, how much number of fish we should put, right? So biomass divided by marketable fish size. So what size we are expecting to sell the fish in our market? So biomass here is 1000 kg, and we are trying to sell our fishes 250 gram in 10 months of culture cycle. So 250 gram means 0.250 in kg. So if I make it 4,000 piece of 4,000 number of fish we should keep in our tank, so that in 10,000 liter of tank in 10 months of period of cycle we can able to produce 1,000 kg of fish in 4,000 number of fish pieces should be there. Each fish will be 250 gram. Calculating the fish biomass is the heart of biofloc fish farming. Try to understand. Don't just follow YouTube masters and don't just make your tank a tarpaulin tank, put water and just dump your fish. Because now every time now another cycle will be going to start. Many of the farmers facing problem, my fishes are not going big. Because if you just ask them how many number they have put, they put the more than the biomass capacity of your particular tank. So calculating biomass and calculating your desired marketable fish size, based on that we can understand the how many number of fish pieces we should go through. Next please. Monitoring and control of biofloc development regular basis. That's what I say. This is health parameters you checking down, and the flock density you should take it down. Next please. Water quality parameter we should also check it down, and also Aquadoctor solution we have also come up with our own brand of testing kit. So we actually give one-stop solution in all aspects of fish farming, not only exclusive biofloc, even for pond farming also. So here regular basis we should check it down water parameters. Next please. Next please. Let's talk about some of the disease. If I don't talk about disease, then it will be incomplete presentation. Now in the farmers they are facing lots of different kind of disease, lots of bacterial disease, mostly back please. Yeah. So they are facing lots of bacterial disease. Bacterial disease leads to lots of multiple diseases led by your protozoa and the fungal, but there are lots of disease due to poor water quality management and due to poor water quality with seed stocking facility. Most of the time what we do, we just directly dump our new fish stick in our tank. After 7 days or 4 days we can see lots of fish disease with lots of diseases. So disease identification, the particular disease management procedures, this Aquadoctor solution, we have a team of experts, almost 7 people work together, the team led by me. So if you have any kind of disease, you can also consider, because I cannot give you a general statement of what kind of disease, what kind of treatment can be done, because based on your water quality management, because based on your management practice, we can tell you the exact management tips of disease, what kind of medicine you should use. Next please. Harvesting plan, let me talk about something. Most of the time we go and harvest not based on our market, we harvest based on our choice. Don't do that, because the fish we have to focus based on our market. Which market we are focusing, that particular market, what kind of fish my consumer loves to eat. Based on that we have to plan our harvesting plan, and I will tell you everyone saying that go with marketing plan from 3 months onward. Don't go with the 6 months later and just harvest your fish at a time. Harvest the plan with 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, because all fish will not be big in a particular time of a 6 months. All fish will be growing big with a daily basis, regular basis. And we understand in fish biology saying that most of the fish show shooter behavior, like some of the fish 10 to 15% fish goes very high growth in a short period of time. Try to identify them, try to shoot out them before you go with a better grow out cycle. Next please. There are two concepts on biofloc. One is brown water concept, one is green water concept. So I just showing some of our farmers' experience on the field. So this is basically brown water concept, where the water we can see lots of brown due to molasses addition continuous basis. Next, please. These all are brown water, and we also have started our women's empowerment program through biofloc also in different areas. If somebody wants to collaborate, some self-help group or farmers producer organizations wants to do it, such kind of activities, we have an expert team also who can help you for beneficial support from banks or even some of the startup funding agency who wants to do lots of work on the women's empowerment, because we also working with some of the bank finance where they are showing lots of interest for women empowerment of such kind of biofloc activity. Next, please. And this is something like green water. Mostly it is used for, ornamental fish farming, seed nursery, hatchery management aspect, where sunlight plays major role in the whole process. Next, please. Next, please. Those people wants to connect us. Those people wants to communicate with us. We have a website, www.aquadoctorsolution.com. We also have a Facebook page, Aquadoctor Solutions. We also have a YouTube channel on Aquadoctor Solutions. And also you can go and connect us on regular basis. Our office based at Kolkata, but we are now working in 10 India basis, more than 5 to 6 states. Okay. So we are always there to serve you. Next, please. Thank you so much. And if any questions are there, we'll be connecting you people later in the session. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your presentation, sir. We shall go with the third speaker, and post that we can go for a Q&A for all, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I can speak in Hindi.
Yes, sir. You can speak in Hindi and please ask the question to the respective speaker so that they can answer you back.
हाँ सर, जी सर, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि सर ये बायोफ्लॉक करने के लिए कोई सर ऑथेंटिफिकेशन लेना पड़ता है क्या सरकार के पास से?
बायोफ्लॉक करने के लिए कोई आपको फार्मिंग के लिए, बेसिकली मछली पालन के लिए आपको कोई पर्टिकुलर ऑथेंटिफिकेशन की जरूरत नहीं है। मगर मान के चलिए आप कोई एरिया में, कोई लोकेलिटी में, कोई म्यूनिसिपल एरिया में, कोई पंचायत के एरिया में जब मछली पालन कर रहे हैं, मेरे ख्याल से आपको हम सजेस्ट करेंगे एक लोकल जो ट्रेड लाइसेंस वाले होते हैं उसका एक कॉपी आप करके रखिएगा। नियर फ्यूचर में आपके मान के चलिए कोई लोकल एरिया से कोई कंप्लेन आया हो, कोई आपको पूछा आप जो पाल रहे हैं इसके लिए कोई पेपर है कहीं कुछ नहीं है, वो ट्रेड लाइसेंस आपका काम में लगेगा। और साथ में आप जिस स्टेट में बिलोंग करते हैं, जिस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में बिलोंग करते हैं, वहां पर सब्सिडीज के भी स्कीम है जो बायोफ्लॉक के रिलेटेड हैं। अभी जो प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपदा योजना है उसके अंदर में भी आप आपका लोकल जो फिशरीज ऑफिसर हैं, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल के जो फिशरीज ऑफिसर, उनके साथ संपर्क करके उसको भी आप प्रोसेस में ला सकते हैं जैसे आपको कोई सब्सिडी की जरूरत हो।
जी सर, बहुत धन्यवाद। लेकिन सर ये जो हम ट्रेनिंग वगैरह जो कर रहे हैं उसके लिए हमको कोई सर्टिफिकेट प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा क्या, जिसको दिखा के हम बैंक से लोन वगैरह ले सकते हैं?
देखिए आज का जो सेशन है, मैंने जो ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं जो इंस्टीट्यूट है, वो मेरे ख्याल से सर्टिफिकेट के यहाँ पर ऑप्शंस नहीं है। मगर जो आप कोई भी प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट से जब कोई मान के चलिए जो लोग ट्रेनिंग देते हैं, वो लोग जब ट्रेनिंग देने के साथ, अभी मार्केट में बहुत सारे बायोफ्लॉक के ट्रेनर हैं, बहुत सारे हैं, और यूट्यूब के भी मास्टर बहुत हैं। मगर एक चीज हमेशा याद रखिएगा, जहां से भी लीजिएगा, पहले जो आदमी आपको ट्रेनिंग देगा उनका प्रोफाइल मालूम करिएगा, वो बेसिकली फिशरीज फील्ड के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं क्या, कितना एक्सपीरियंस है, कितना दिन से काम कर रहे हैं, उनका जो सर्टिफिकेट आपको इशू कर रहे हैं उसका वैलिडेशन है नहीं है, उसके ऊपर फोकस करके उस पर्टिकुलर इंस्टीट्यूट, पर्टिकुलर पर्सन, पर्टिकुलर जो आपके ट्रेनर हैं उनसे आप ट्रेनिंग ले सकते हैं।
जी सर, बहुत बहुत
थैंक यू।
धन्यवाद।
Hello?
We can go ahead with the next question.
Sir, to Mr. Berman, can we grow shrimps via biofloc?
Yes, sir, this is possible, growing shrimp in biofloc, but we have to understand like Venami or maybe the Tiger or maybe the Scampi, as they are very filter feeding shellfishes. The number of stocking density and number of feeding management we have to be understand. For them, 10,000 liter of tank is not sufficient. Always try to go with bigger kind of bit water area, say 20,000 liter of tank or 15,000 liter of tank. As many of my previous speaker address different kind of filtration unit. In Scampi, we are facing one issue, that is high protein, high ammonia. So in that process, maybe small filtration unit, if you connect with your daily water exchange things or maybe weekly with water exchange thing, that filtration unit will help you to go even more higher stocking density even.
PK South Goa, do you want to go with the question?
I want to ask whether pearl spot culture and or sea bass culture can be done in a biofloc.
Spot culture is going on, sir, and sea bass culture, I don't have idea because sea bass seed what we are getting in India today is not from hatchery, and the hatchery seeds what we are getting, that is less than 20% seeds are available from hatchery. Most of the sea bass culture going from wild caught seeds. Okay, so there is a process called weaning. That's what I was also explained before. So if weaning seeds are there, that can be grown in biofloc, but the protein level available for sea bass seeds for growth rate, that feed is not available yet in India. This is one. Second is pearl spot culture is we can be doing we can do easily in biofloc, because the cultures are still going on in different places in Kerala, Karnataka, and also in West Bengal.
Sir, one more small question, sir. How to differentiate sludge and floc?
Yes,
if the
very
power
good.
goes within 10 minutes, all flocs settles down and it becomes sludge. So exactly, sir, how to differentiate sludge and floc?
Very good questions. Then I have to put one small example, how to check good milk with mixed with water and milk, right? So we cannot, by naked eyes, we cannot observe it, but if you continuous regular basis, if you just see the sludge and the floc, which are floc is basically, you know, mixing up the things, and also we can see lots of living organism activity when we keep it in the EMOF cone. And the sludge, they are more like accumulated particles which take very quick tendency to settling down, and they shows more flocculation than your flocculation rate.
Okay, sir. Sir, how exactly to remove the sludge? Directly means through the exhaust channel only for removing the water. That time only sludge can be removed, or like a siphoning can be also, means how which is the exactly advisable method to remove the sludge? Because initial stages when the shrimps, if we are talking about the shrimp,
Yes.
that size is very small.
Yes.
For that.
Yes. So in that case, if your tank is central drainage, you can try to do it very, say 10,000 liter tank, a small example I'm giving, 10,000 liter of tank, you can go maybe with a 10% of water exchange. If there is a sludge, within a second you will find a black water or maybe very bad odor smell water will come out. After that you can find the fresh water is going after say 2 to 3 seconds later on. Okay, this is one. Second is, if your shrimps, you just put the noplay, you just put in your tank, that time you do siphoning things. Just turn around the tanks and just find out if there is an uneaten foods are and all that. And when the shrimps are going a bit bigger, then maybe central drainage part will be much more good and easy for you. And most of the time we should say that sludge removal thing to central drainage, we should not keep it for 5 minutes to just your water go out. It just for a second or maybe 2 to 3 seconds, that's all. Because whatever sludge is there, if there is a proper central drainage systems you maintain in your slope, then it will come out within a second itself.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Sir, one more thing, like I am from Goa and some farmers are there in Goa, whether if they want to get the Dr. Solutions some products, particularly probiotic for the biofloc.
Yes.
So whether they can be purchased from the Amazon or
Yes,
Flipkart.
possible. Already in the chat box, our email IDs are shared, so you can write a mail to me, or even I will drop my office number also. You can directly communicate to us, and within 2 or 3 months later, we are also coming up into Goa for some organization to organize a training program. So if you connect now, even so we can later on even can tell you when our session will be there even.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Actually, myself Suresh. So I am from Telangana. So I want to know that can we cultivate shrimp in biofloc method in using fresh water? So
I
in
think
Telangana, we have
Devtanu
no
can take
still
up
water,
this
right?
question.
Yeah.
Possible, sir. With freshwater scampi, yeah, if you're the seeds what you are getting, okay. In scampi, there are 2 process of salinity adjustment. If in your water there is a salinity, say 5 ppt, then the seed acclimatization once is done from the hatchery itself, that seed can be grown into 5 ppt salinity even. And if your pure fresh water is there, that's also possible to grow scampi on that particular fresh water also.
Okay. Sir, okay. So I can add salt to the water, right? If I want
Yes.
to increase the salinity, raw salt.
You can go through the same process of TDS maintain. There is no problem, because once we add even the salt also, it will give say 2 ppt or less than 1 ppt of mixing the water. So that place also the scampi would be grown, no problem.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more doubt, sir. So, after completing the culture, how to dispose that water? I mean, can we give that salt water to the plants or paddy crops like that?
See, sir, I will tell it to everyone. Most of the time, what we do, once we done our biofloc fish farming, no one crop, we just throw out whole water and just put again new water, new bacteria, new systems. We just try to do everything newly, okay? But we have to understand one thing, that to grow bacteria in your system also newly take times, okay? It doesn't just put the bacteria, next day your bacteria flock will come. It will take time. It's a process. It may take even a month also. So whenever you do next cropping, 50% of the water you can exchange, 50% of what tank particular that bacteria rich water, you keep it and go add new water into that and go for next cropping cycle. And most of the time, whenever we do the water exchange things, or just biofloc water, we are trying to take it out from our tank. That nutrient rich water we can use for the plantation purpose, or if anybody wants to maximize it, can tie up with biofloc along with aquaponics model in the same farm itself, or maybe the same way in the biofloc periphery area also. It's also possible.
Okay, sir. So actually, question is, can we use that water to the plants?
Yes,
It's salt content, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sir, see, after you add salt, no, it will not go so much of salinity. So that kind of water can be added in your plantation purpose, can be possible.
Okay. One more thing, sir. Sir, what is this difference between tanks and ponds? I mean, what is the difference between culturing tanks, construction tanks and circular tanks and digging the ponds?
See, circular tanks and the you are talking about ponds. Ponds means
Yes,
natural ponds, or the tarpaulin based ponds, or the liner ponds.
Tarpaulin based ponds.
So see, ponds means you are giving more space. When we are giving more space to our aquatic animals, then we can go with higher stocking density, and there are less problem of ammonia accumulation rate. And when we are doing confined area with less water with high density, that the issues comes always nitrogen accumulation. That is the difference.
Okay. So is it possible to build tank with capacity of 5 lakhs liters like that? Because I seen some in Indonesia like that they're doing.
Yeah, you can go it, sir. Now we are even doing projects under polyhouse control condition, more than 3 lakhs liter of pond liner based ponds where we are shrimps and scampi production going on.
Okay. Sir, actually, while doing the culture, what if it rains?
Sir?
What there is a rain.
So that's why I said, no,
So
sir,
over the next
your culture tank should be covered
Yeah,
with, you know, green shade nets and all. Direct rainwater should
Okay.
not be get inside it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, can you repeat your question?
Sir, I want to know, can I get training on culturing of species like fish and shrimp? Can I get training for 3 or 2 months regarding for the culturing?
Are you asking? Go ahead, sir.
Maybe I will just answer it. Maybe from managed side also, sir can also address. Right now, Aquadoctor Solutions, we are based at Kolkata, and also we have some of the projects in the southern part of India. If you want to do internship with us, say you want to learn the technology, you want to learn about fish, or you want to learn about shellfish, we are offering internship courses also. Please visit our website, and if you our contact numbers are there, you can directly communicate with us. And if you want to take the internship, there are some pre-designed formats are there. You can take a internship course with us, you can learn the process, and also you'll be awarded with a certificates later on. And if you show your capability and your expertise on the field, even you can be deployed in some of the consultancy firm under our Aquadoctor solution in any part of India. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I doubted my clear. I cleared my doubts, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So we can also, I mean, the participants can also post their questions in the email IDs so that more clarity will come and more collaboration would be there. With this, I request Dr. Sagar Deshmukh to give the closing remarks.
Today we had a very wonderful discussion about and understanding about different systems available. So majorly we got understanding of the process of biofloc. That had covered this in pretty much detail. So we can anyone who is interested to get into the field, they can definitely contact them. Whether it is about training, whether it is about getting directly into the entrepreneurship with the usage of the technology they have come up with, it's a good thing to adopt, get connected with them, and then learn how it is to be used, and see how you can make a revenue with the interventions. For fishery sector altogether, there has been a great push from the government. A lot of schemes are been intervened. Financial assistance is there, even for the training and capacity building. So anyone who is interested can get connected with the experts, all the 3 startups, and you can get connected with CIA also. Those who have certain queries left unattended, you can write it to us in a mail. We'll connect you with the experts further. It was a wonderful session for all 3 of you. Thanks for being with us, and best wishes to all the startups, and thank you every participants for being patiently learning with us and continuing your support for this series of webinars. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks. With this, we come to an end for this webinar, and we shall meet you next week, Saturday, 11 a.m. IST. Thank you.